What is up, my friends? Real quick word of caution. If you are in middle school, your time has passed. You need to go to your Zoom core group because high schoolers, here's the deal. This is just for you. We've heard you all year long, and so this is the official start of the break of middle school and high school in gathering students. And so if you're brand new to the gathering or brand new to gathering students, welcome to the first ever Live at Thrive. There are undoubtedly going to be a billion hiccups and curves that are thrown at us. We're going to learn how to do this all together, but I'm really glad you're here. I'm Martin. I'm the Gathering Students Pastor, which just means that I get to spend a bunch of time with all the high schoolers here at the Gathering. And I'm excited about figuring out how to do this Live at Thrive thing because for the next couple weeks or months, we are going to be in this like social distancing world. This is going to be our norm. So let's make the most of it. Let's have some fun with it. So real quick, since this is going to be our norm, and this is where we're going to be every Sunday at 5:30. A couple quick things. Down below, hit the subscribe button. That way you can always find where we'll be. So this is our channel right there. But down below, you can hit the subscribe button, and you'll always know how to find us. And then throughout the week, we're going to be doing all kinds of silly stuff on Instagram. That's where we're going to live for the next couple weeks. This is right there. That's our Instagram handle. Give us a follow. We, for instance, just determined, since there's no March Madness, we had a March Madness cereal bracket, and yes, Lucky Charms was the winner. If you were pulling for Cinnamon Toast Crunch, we love you. That was my vote, but the crowd has spoken. So like 60, 70 people voted for that particular poll. It was kind of weird. But every time we start Thrive, we do a couple things. First of all, I always take my shoes off. I think we're gathered in like Jesus' name, so we should take our shoes off. You're at home, or actually, I don't know where you are. I shouldn't tell you where you are. We're taking our shoes off, though. This is shoeless church if you want to take your shoes off. Also, every time we start, the first three things we say to the people around us are, "Hi, my name is blank. I'm really glad you're here, and you sure do look pretty today." So I hope that you are listening to this in your headphones and that no one else can hear you. But I would love if everyone would look at the people to like roughly your right and your left and tell them, "Hi, I'm glad you're here, like on the planet Earth, and you sure do look pretty today." Don't worry, I'll wait. I hope that was incredible. If you have pets, like please tell your pet how pretty they look. It's just good for the soul. But yeah, so here's what we're doing with Thrive. My goal is not for this to be like a Martin talk and everyone on the interwebs listens. I mean, this is meant to be a conversation. And so real quick, I want to make sure everyone is using this chat because we want this to be all play. Everyone gets to participate here. So in the chat, in one word, how is everybody doing today? It's a weird time that we're living in this quarantining and distancing world. Our plans have been changed. All of our schedules are ugh. So in one word, how's everyone doing today? We'd love to know. We'd love to hear from you guys. What's going on? One word. Mm-hmm. What do we got? What do we got, friends? You know what's funny? No one in the middle school group answered this question either, which is kind of funny. One word. How you doing? You know what? That's okay. We'll come back to this. So every time we are at Thrive, we play games. I mean, that's part of what we do. And so especially in this season of social distancing, we should probably play some games. And if you've been around for long enough, you know that most of those games involve Brianna, rough. I hear that. I think that's super real. Dawson, tired. Bored. Yeah, that's the realist. Totally get that. Sadie, I'm tired too. Alexis, I am bored. That's super real. So one of the things, by the way, that we're going to make sure we talk about here at Live at Thrive is being real. We think that Gathering Students is a place where we should be known, a place where we should be heard and bring our realest selves. This is not a place where we wear masks or have to pretend. So rule 1 for Live at Thrive, be real. And rule 2 is we're going to build each other up. And that is what we are about. 1, within Gathering Students, but 2, within the kingdom of God. This is a place Jesus calls us to uplift one another. So we're going to play a quick game. And again, emojis, because Thrive. And here's how this is going to work. We are going to play this game called Emoji Movies, Animated Edition. So there are going to be a bunch of emojis that come down on a slot machine. And they're going to basically tell the plot of an animated movie. So when you know what movie it is, just type it into the YouTube chat. And first person who gets it wins. It's pretty straightforward. And we'll do a little practice round just to make sure everyone's got the hang of this. So let's get this spinning. Boom. Okay, we've got 4 emojis. I'm not going to describe them because I don't want to influence anybody in your ability to decide what this movie is, but I need to see your name and the movie title. What is the name of this movie? Let's see here. By the way, I'm a little bit behind on where you guys are, and so there may be a little bit of a lag, and that's just a little thing to work out tonight. All right. Mark Barnes. We have a core group leader coming through in the clutch to lead the way, starting off. Zootopia. Yes. Yes, Zach, I really like that. Just what they said. That's the right answer. All right, so you all have the hang of it. I, by the way, expect this chat to become very funny and have a lot of fun. So round 2. Now we've all kind of gotten the hang of things. Here we go. New movie. Let's spin our wheel. 1, 2, 3, break. Okay. So, by the way, I haven't eaten dinner yet, so this pizza is looking, just like stupid delicious. So, who do we have here on our animated movies? Zach you're not too slow. You are loved. Let's see here. Also, so Sophia, no, you guys are fast. Let's see here. All right. Round 2, who do we have? Sadie Moore coming through with the old school Pixar. Here we go. Yeah, it is Toy Story, Pizza Planet. For days. One of the greatest made-up fast food restaurants of all time. All right, so we're going to play a 3rd round. Oh, by the way, we don't have any prizes for today's game. But starting next week, we're going to have some things. We may send you like digital Starbucks cards. Or next week, actually, I know exactly what we're sending you guys. The winner of our game next week, we are going to, the second this is over, buy you a pizza that we're going to have delivered to your house. And you can eat it. Hopefully it will be delivered during your core group, which would just be awesome. And you can tell all of your core group friends about how much better you are than them because you have pizza. Don't do that. But we're going to have some fun and hopefully be actually competing for some stuff. So here we go. Last round. Round 3. Spin. Toy Story 1, 2, 3, 4. Just covering all of the bases. I like that a lot. All right. Stop. Here we go. This is our last round. I need a winner because every game needs a winner. By the way, if you're wondering why I'm looking this way, it's because our second screen is over here, and so this is where I can see the chat that you all are doing. I'm actually going to take a weird screenshot real quick so you guys can see what this looks like from my vantage point. Yeah, it's kind of a weird thing. All right, let's see. What do we? Sophia Hayes, Zach, you all are not slow. Congratulations. My friends. Yeah, coming in hot here. Moana. Dang it, Sophie. Heck yes. Not Sophie. Sophie. I don't know why. There's an A and not an E at the end of the name. Yeah, that was magical. Thank you forever for that gift to my life. Yeah, so every week we're going to play different games. And part of what we need in this time, in this social distancing world, is just to have a little bit of lighthearted fun. But we're also going to have some holy conversations. And again, this is not like what we've done at Thrive in the past, where I just talk and you guys just listen and we all kind of yawn our way through it together. I mean, I think I'm the world's greatest speaker, but also I yawn sometimes. So we're not going to try to do that. We want this to be really interactive. And friends, this is a weird time in the world. All of our schedules, all of our routines, all of our what we normally expect to be happening at the end of March, I mean, it's gone right now. And this world we live in has totally changed. Our routines are totally messed up. So I'm kind of curious, when on an average day is everybody waking up? And are you setting an alarm? So in the chat over here, what time are you waking up? And are you waking up because of an alarm? Are you waking up earlier to kind of like be really productive? Or are you sleeping until noon 30 because, that's how we live this social distancing life? Also, I haven't been looking at the chat for a second, and this is everything I've ever wanted. Yeah, so let's see here. When are you guys waking up? 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock alarm. Look at you, Zach. Well done. I appreciate that. A little urgency to start the day. 10:30-ish, Alexis, 8:30 just because. I feel that. I feel that. 8 o'clock, 7:30, and a bomb coming with it. All right. No alarm, and it really depends. Anywhere between 8 and 11. It's kind of a wide range. Jesse Lynn is like doing a workout app to wake up, so winning, I guess, or something. I don't know. But yeah, like our routines are just like totally messed up. And what's hard is like none of us. 6:45. Well done, Cora. I mean, what are you trying to prove? Come on. But yeah, none of us chose this schedule. No one chose that we should be interrupted, or that we wouldn't get to go to school to see our friends, or our sports that we were playing in the spring: baseball, soccer, volleyball, lacrosse, all the things that we were looking forward to. Proms. I know some graduations are super up in the air. And we didn't choose that. We didn't decide for our schedules to be adjusted. None of us asked for this. And so just for a second tonight, I wanted to share a little bit of a story from the Old Testament book of Jeremiah that I think has a lot to say about this world that we're living in right now. And my suggestion is, if you have a Bible around, like a physical Bible, or if you have the YouVersion Bible app on your phone, I would get it out, because this passage that's in the middle of this story is one that has been an anchor in my life. And so in the book of Jeremiah, here's what's going on. God's people, the Israelites, are in exile in Babylon. Babylon has come in, and she's a model runner who works at a zoo. Or those silly pig things. This is my dream. But they're in exile in Babylon. Babylon has come and conquered Israel and has taken the Israelites, at least a bunch of them, not all of them. They actually split the people up, and they've brought them to Babylon. And so these Israelites have been forced to leave their customs behind, all of their traditions, all of the things that they were used to. They've left their homes. They've been uprooted and taken to this new place. Some of them probably left family. But for sure, they left their jobs. They left their hopes, their dreams, their desires, their expectations. And everything that they were planning for, all of their future, has just been changed. And this didn't last for like a day or two. This was decades. And if you read parts of the Old Testament, what you find is that people from Israel were real. Like they cried out to God, God, this sucks. I mean, honestly, part of following Jesus, I think, is being real with God. God does not want our, like, this is all going to be okay, hunky-dory. Like, God can handle us saying, God, I don't like what's going on here. I've got some questions about this. I am not down with all of what's going on. They had plans and hopes that they had to let go of because all of their circumstances changed. So in the chat, here's my question for everybody. In your life, what is something that you are looking forward to this semester that you don't get to do now? Something that, like, unfortunately, you have to let go of because of social distancing. Something that you were really looking forward to that, unfortunately, like, you don't get to be a part of because maybe it's a concert. Maybe it's I don't know. Maybe it's a sport that you were going to get to play for the first time. Maybe, yeah. I have no idea, but what's something that you were looking forward to this season that that you've had to put on hold because of what's going on in the world? Lacrosse, prom, yeah, I never had to miss a prom, and I can't imagine what that would have been like. It was a great time, and I had a year of a college sport taken from me because I tore an ACL, and I'll never get that year back. I only get 4 years of college, and one of them got stolen from me. Harry Styles might get canceled. What? No one told me about this. My preschooler's graduation. Yeah, Brianna, that's for real. Jazz and concert bands with seniors. Yeah, we'll never get to play with seniors maybe again. Acapella. Grace's graduation. Yeah, Grace, you're graduating. Pit orchestra for spring musicals. Yeah, that's for real. Alexis, the point of this was not to kind of to mess everybody up. Not Henry Styles, Jesse Lynn. Come on, pull it together. Yeah, I mean, our hope, by the way, asking about mission trips, our plan right now is that they're still happening. But we're talking with Next Step, we're talking with Camp Barnabas, we're going to figure that out as we go. So we don't have a firm plan yet because they're still figuring out what their plan is. So the second we have that, we'll absolutely let you know about mission trips. So in the midst of what we're going through right now, just like in the midst of what the Israelites were going through in Babylon, everything seemed bleak. Everything seemed broken up. And Jeremiah was a prophet who spoke for God to God's people in Israel. And in Jeremiah 29, 29th chapter of Jeremiah, verse 11, this is a verse that has sustained me. I mean, this is a verse that's become an anchor in my life. I've spent some time when I was in high school memorizing parts of the Bible because I don't know. And but it's something that I will never forget. It's become a root for my heart. And again, it's from the book of Jeremiah. If you want to highlight this, this is something I suggest everybody put in your brain, in your heart, and never let go of. God says to the people, I know the plans I have in mind for you, declares the Lord. They are plans for peace, not disaster, to give you a future filled with hope. I mean, what the Israelites were going through wasn't all exciting and good. And the truth is, like, God doesn't promise to make it all go away right now. That's not the promise that God makes to the people. What God does promise, though, is that I am with you in this. I have got you. I have not forgotten you. And I know everything seems bleak, But there is something on the other side of this. There is light on the other side of this darkness. There is hope. I have a promise for you. This is the same promise that God has for us today, even as our plans are getting shelved, even as the stuff that we are excited about is having to get put on hold. There is hope that God is making for us. What we find in the rest of Jeremiah is a story of God inviting the people that while they're in Babylon, that God doesn't just want them to sit around and wait for this moment when God sets them free. They shouldn't just wait around for this hope, but they should live this hope. That while they're going to be in Babylon, God has something for them to do. God says, invest in the city where you're planted. Invest in your community. Invest in the people around you. Because while you're there, you are called to bring hope to the people around you. So invest your time, just like us today. We don't just need to sit around. Let me be honest with one another for a second. I do not thrive in this routineless environment. I have watched more things about tiger sanctuaries in this country and Joe Exotic than I will ever need to ever. I have spent far too much time on Netflix. It's very embarrassing Googling things about Oklahoma, tiger, wildlife, zoo, all of the things. And so here's what I know to be true. It's easy for me to waste all this time. And it's probably easy for all of us to waste some of this time. But God calls us to invest it. To invest in ourselves, to invest in our neighbors, invest in our community. So what are your goals for this season? If we're going to be in this social distancing thing for a while, what are your goals? What do you want to practice? What do you want to invest in yourself in? How do you want to grow? Add it to the chat. Real quick, what are your goals for the next couple weeks or maybe even months? What is it that you are wanting to be a part of? Take a second, and I'd love to see what your goals are. Yes. Also, Joe Exotic, yes. Tiger King, dressing as him for trivia. Oh dear. Let's go back to goals. Let's get away from Tiger King strangeness. What are you guys wanting to invest in this? Working on guitar. All right, come on, Jesse Lynn. Let's see. Brown-eyed girl. You can't ever get tired. You can't ever get tired of brown-eyed girl. That's nonsense. Knitting project. Sweet. Brianna, your heart does need to get better. Heart monitors are no good. Varsity basketball. All right. That's baseball. That's not basketball. I'd like to get better at reading. That's a skill that I would like to develop. I totally get that. Let's see. What else are we trying to do? Reading and journaling more. Yeah. Reading books. Learn more and grow in my faith. Designing and drawing. Working on my handstands. Yeah, and reading. I love this. I've been reading more, and one of the things I've done to kind of invest in myself is I've been practicing my sign language, my ASL. And I've also been spending time when I wake up in the morning, going to our back patio and reading and journaling. I've been reading through the book of Matthew, one chapter a day, and journaling a little bit. It's a great way to start my day. And here's what we believe. In this time of social distancing, it might even be a great reminder for us that faith is something that we can invest in ourselves, that there are practices that people have been doing for years that are ways that we can grow faith and invest more in ourselves. So for the next 5 weeks here at Thrive and in core groups, we're going to be talking through these things called the 5 practices. They're things that Christians have been doing for a very long time, forever really, and they're things that help us make room for God. They're things that help us make space so that God can take up a bigger part of our lives, so our faith can grow exponentially. So we're going to spend the next 5 weeks talking about these things one at a time, kind of the basics of faith, figuring out how we can grow together. But the other thing we're going to do every week that we have live at Thrive, we said this from the very first Thrive this year, that we believe that faith is something we live. It's not just something we talk about. It's not just something that we communicate about, that we do in core groups and at Thrive. It lives in Scripture or something like that. But that faith is something we live. So we're going to do these things called Live It Out challenges every week. And the deal is that we want to be living this faith out. And so on Friday on Instagram, I asked for some ideas of ways that we could live out our faith. And this is 2 suggestions that came from you guys. And so here's what we want. We want everybody at some point this week to do one of these 2 things. Maybe you have some neighbors who are older or maybe they're a little bit health compromised, and you could ask them if there are some things they need from the grocery store and run over to Schnucks or Deerberg's or some other grocery store and pick up what they need and drop it off on their porch. Or maybe even better, you can get some brownie batter and go and make some brownies or some cake or learn a new recipe. Maybe that can be a thing we learn right now. I'm doing a lot more cooking. I made lasagna yesterday with Hannah for the first time in my life. That was kind of fun. But bake something and take it to a neighbor. Take it and drop it on their front porch. Leave your 6 feet. Leave your radius. Make sure you wash your hands after you get back from the grocery store, after you get back from pushing that cart or carrying that cart. But find a way to go live out faith this week. Share it with us on Instagram. We want to share your stories of how you are living it out, because we think that is what God calls us to do, not just to believe in our minds and our hearts, but to let that echo out into our hands in the way we love our neighbors. So find one of those 2 things to do. And then, again, we're going to be here every Sunday at 5:30. Invite a friend. Invite a friend to Core Group. Core Groups are going to be happening right after this, but we'll be here every Sunday. So subscribe to our channel. And then follow us on Instagram. That's the best place to know what's going on throughout the week. We're going to have all kinds of stupid fun on there over the next couple of days and next couple of weeks, maybe even months. But lastly, here's what we believe. We believe core groups are vital to what we do. They're the most important thing we do, as a matter of fact, because they're the place that we are known by one another, where we try to encourage each other to be known by God. And so every week, right after Live at Thrive, we're going to invite you to go to a core group. If you've never been to a core group before, this is a great time to start. If it's been a long time, this is a great time to hop back in if it's been a second. Right down beneath here are links to all of the core groups. There's one for freshmen, sophomores, and then for juniors and seniors together. Hit that link. And we're doing all of our core groups on Zoom, so it's kind of weird doing core groups digitally, but I've seen the backgrounds you all are using, and you all are incredible. So hop into a core group in just a second, because we believe that is where faith flourishes. That's where we are transformed by knowing one another and knowing God. So again, if it's been a second, or it's even maybe your first time and you're feeling nervous, this is a great chance to hop in. Again, those links are right down here. And until next time, guys, I love you all. I can't wait to see you in person. Until then, though, have a great week, and I'll talk to you later.